All right. We talked about this last week. You might remember Tanner Cross. He was a physical education teacher at Leesburg Elementary School in Loudoun County, Virginia. And he spoke out at a public hearing of the school board in a public hearing setting. Here's what he had to say.
I love all of my students, but I will never lie to them regardless of the consequences. I'm a teacher, but I serve God first, and I will not affirm that a biological boy can be a girl and vice versa, because it's against my religion, it's lying to a child, it's abuse to a child, and it's sinning against our God.
What we've seen is this radical Marxist transgender ideology being pushed into our schools. I mean, it is accelerating, and you have educators now standing up. Tanner stood up as a public citizen, addressed this in a school board meeting like the rest of the citizens had the opportunity to do. He was then put on administrative leave, but thanks to Alliance Defending Freedom, they took the school board, and the school system to court, and they got a ruling today. Joining me now is Tanner Cross. He's via Skype, and also we have Tyson Langhofer, who is his attorney with Alliance Defending Freedom. Tanner, Tyson, welcome back to the program.
Hi, Tony. Thanks for having us on again. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, Tanner, you've got some good news today.
Yeah, we got some good news. I was reinstated by the judge, and I really look forward to going back tomorrow morning to Leesburg Elementary and serve them.
Tyson, a message was sent here that I hope people heard loud and clear, especially these educational systems.
Absolutely, Tony. You know, every teacher should be celebrating this decision, because Tanner stood up for the right of every teacher to speak at a public forum, because no teacher should ever be punished for advocating for the good of their students. But that's exactly what Loudoun County Board did here. They punished they punished Tanner for sharing his views in a public forum. And they rushed to this judgment and tried to ruin this guy's career for simply sharing views that he thought was best for his students. That's a violation of the First Amendment.
This is also good news for parents and for citizens, is it not, Tyson? Because now teachers won't have to live in fear that if they pull back the curtain on what is happening in those school districts, that somehow they will be punished.
No, absolutely right, Tony. What we've found is many teachers agree with Tanner, but they're scared to come forward. We had 5 teachers that were brave enough to sign an affidavit in favor of Tanner, just saying, hey, I want to talk about these policies as well, but I'm scared to do so because I don't know what's going to happen to me. And so you're right. What we should be encouraging is teachers to engage in the political process and to engage in this public comment, because there is a debate raging right now in our nation about what it means to be a man and what it means to be a woman. And Loudoun County tried to shut that debate down before it even happened by punishing people like Tanner who dared to speak out against some policies they thought were harmful.
So, Tanner, what would you say to other teachers out there across America that might be listening to this program that see the very same thing that you saw making its way into the classrooms, designed to deceive, to confuse, and lead our children astray?
Yeah, Tony, I don't want any teacher or anybody that lives in this great country to not be able to express how they feel about any policies in their workplace that may be harmful to the environment. In my case, that's students and teachers. I would encourage teachers to just express themselves freely, and they shouldn't be punished for that.
I know that this has been difficult. Anytime you step up and you get this type of publicity and criticism, that it can be challenging for a family. But Tanner, I also know that you have received support from across the country for speaking out. Parents are looking for those that know what's going on to say, to use the old TSA slogan, if you see something, say something.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope that, school boards would be very supportive of when they have public hearings, that teachers can come forth and be civil with them. And, at the end of the day, I'm just so excited, and we're celebrating that I get to go back to work and see my students for the last week before summer starts.
And we join you in that celebration. Final question, Tyson Langhofer, what would you say to others out there that are in the public school system that are fearful that they will get the wrath of the administration if they speak out? What would you say to them?
I would say that the First Amendment hasn't changed. These principles are still here, and if they're willing to stand, we can win this battle, but we cannot win if they won't stand. We can cancel culture if people will have the courage to stand, and I will encourage them to do what Tanner did. Simply speak the truth, and then the truth will set you free. You will prevail eventually, and I just encourage you to do that.
That is so good, and it is so true, because guys like you at Alliance Defending Freedom, they do such great work, First Liberty Counsel, but you can't do your work unless you have the Tanners of the world that are willing to stand up, face the heat, but then see an army gather around them and stand with them in the process.
No, that's absolutely right. Our clients are the heroes. We're just here to support them. And here's the thing. I've represented a lot of clients like Tanner, and none of them have ever told me that they regret taking a stand. That doesn't mean that they didn't pay some price, but what they gained out of it was far more valuable than anything that they lost.
I said final question, but one final question. This is the final question for you, Tyson. Anything surprising in what the judge had to say in this ruling?
You know, it was not, because the facts and the law were very clear here. I'm so thankful for a judge that was willing to follow the facts and the law and not allow, other factors to affect it. I think that this was a clear ruling, and this was this was the right ruling, because employees cannot be punished by the government simply for speaking their mind in a public forum. All
right. Tanner Cross, I want to thank you for joining us. We rejoice with you and celebrate your victory. Thank you for your courage. And Tyson, to all of you guys and gals at Alliance Defending Freedom, we deeply appreciate you and thank you for your work.